Hi Pisces, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a Timeless Love Reading. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. What's coming in love? What's next in love? Anything going on around you? Anything Spirit wants to share? Welcome to anybody that's new. Welcome back to my Pisces. So let's see what Spirit has. Spirit, if you could please share with me today any messages of guidance for my Pisces. I am listening for you now. I have the meadowlark. Smile. You will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. Okay. Smile, learning about yourself. Sometimes when we're in a relationship, it brings out the best qualities in us. Maybe that's what spirits wants you to know, that like you're going to discover a part of yourself that you didn't know existed. Maybe something like that. I have an apology. I have opening up, and I have signs from nature. Look for the signs, okay? Opening up to somebody. Maybe somebody is ready to apologize. Maybe we are being asked to let somebody back in, or to, I don't know, give somebody a chance, something like that. Let's see where the cards take us. Pisces, Spirit, what do you have for Pisces? What do you want them to know? I have a 7 of Swords, 3 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and a Queen of Pentacles. So very much this apology of, I won't do that again. I don't know what they did, but they're not going to do it again because they're going to lose you. All right. So maybe you put down your foot. Maybe you set some boundaries. Maybe you are being very strong and determined with, I won't be taken advantage of. I won't be lied to. I won't be disrespected. This could be something in the past that you still are like adamant that I won't tolerate any of those things. But you could have somebody that says, all right, I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson. I want to give you the world, and I want, to move on, a little bit of a moving on feeling. Okay. So whatever this was, I think that I'm going to be able to put it in the past. I think I'm going to be able to say it's over and we've moved on, something like that. We're only looking ahead. We're only looking ahead. 2 of Pentacles. Maybe I've gone back and forth with this person. Maybe I have had some struggles with this person. Little bit of a decision making going on. But I do feel like this person either came back at you. Maybe we had something happened. They came back around and they had something to offer this time. Okay. Either they were willing to invest time, resources, money, their heart. They're not pushing you away, Spirit said. Like they came back around because they want to be in it. All right. That they're seeing the big picture. They're seeing that this is a good connection. They're seeing that they want to be with you. Queen of Cups. You have loved them more than anybody, is how it just came into me. Queen of Wands. There's nothing that compares to you. So it's not like they were picking anybody else. It could have just been like their own little, like, I don't know, in their own mind, they were trying to decide whether they just wanted to have the next level of a commitment, or whether that they wanted to give up their independence and be in a committed relationship and say they weren't seeing anybody else, something like that. But I think that they have made up their mind, and maybe we've gone back and forth with it for a little while. 2 of Cups, a little bit of a feeling of they've seen the light. Maybe we had a struggle. Maybe we backed off. Maybe we've kind of give them the cold shoulder and say, you know what? I'm not really interested in playing games. I'm not really interested in you taking your time. When you decide what you want, let me know, because you have so much to offer. Look at you, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. You have this, kind of spark about you, this loving spark. And they can see that. They can see that you're not going to settle. You're not going to settle for less than one person who wants you unconditionally and who's going to be there for you, because you could be with whoever you want to be with, Pisces. Okay. There's a lot of other people in the world. So you're not going to settle, and they know it. So they either risk losing you and they apologize and say, okay, I've learned my lesson. I want to think about the future. I know I feel like I've been making you feel like I've been going back and forth, but it's almost like they have finally, they've decided, that you're it. And maybe they finally have admitted it out loud, which is what we needed to hear. I think that, maybe there was a sense of they could lose you. They could lose you. You're not going to wait around forever for somebody. I have a 6 of Wands, a sense of achievement, right? They're happy to be with you. They're proud to be with you. They want to show you off a little bit, is how that felt. I'm not sure what all of a sudden made them a little, it's almost like the fear of God got into them. Like, you must have said something like, I'm not going to continue doing this. I'm not going to go round and round with you. I'm not going to just wait around for you forever. I'm not going to patiently wait for you while you decide what you want. And kind of, maybe you blocked them out. Maybe they started to feel like you were blocking them out. So probably when you said, I'm going to start to move on, or you emotionally started to move on, that's when they started to come back around. Okay. It's almost as if, that their game wasn't working, right? Their game wasn't working. So this sense of, I waited for you, waiting for them. And then you get tired of waiting. And then all of a sudden you say, I'm not doing this anymore. And it was like, either, not that it was an ultimatum, because I don't believe in ultimatums, but people feel energy. They know when somebody's pulling away. They know when they're guarding themselves. And people will say things like, hey, you're not acting like yourself. It's, okay, because I don't know where I stand with you, or you haven't told me what you want to do in this relationship, or you haven't told me where we're headed. So I feel like as soon as you started to back off a little bit, as soon as you started to kind of, two can play this game, that's when they realized that you've got a lot of other options. You're a queen. You have unconditional love to offer somebody. You are attractive, beautiful. People are attracted to you. You can be with whoever you want. You don't have to wait around for anybody. But it's like they had you wait. They had you wait. And then as soon as you decided to move on, all of a sudden they were like filled with apologies and kind of wanting you back and chasing you down. So a sudden, unexpected release, ripping off the Band-Aid. Maybe we had to say something. Maybe we had to pull back and say, I'm not doing this anymore. I've been waiting for you to decide what you want for all this time. And what about what the Meadowlark had said? A wonderful journey of inner discovery, okay? That you were discovering something that you wanted, right? So maybe you put your foot down. I have wine, developing over time the flavor, the good stuff, transforming, aging well. In time, maybe you guys had to go through this to be where you are today. Okay. Maybe we had to go through some push and pull and waiting. And I hate to say games, but I don't know if we were necessarily playing games on purpose as much as we were just not being honest with our feelings. And there was definitely this waiting game for sure. Okay. Somebody was waiting. Somebody was waiting for answers. Princess of Water, timing. The ruling planet of Neptune and the moon. Intuitive, dreamy, artistic, compassionate, impressionable, sensitive. Okay, so we have this sense of, I feel passion for you, right? I feel that I have a good understanding of where you're coming from. Emotionally, I feel connected to you. You've made a big impression on me. I feel sensitive, about what is going on, obviously. Queen of Earth. Okay, so we have a Taurus energy, a Pisces energy. Planets ruling Venus. Stable, stubborn is jumping out at me. Strong is in possessive. The Hierophant. Maybe your person wanted it to go their way for a long time. Like they were making up the rules. Like this is, if we're going to be together, this is when I see you. This is how I see you. This is how often I see you. And if you don't like it, those are the rules. Until somebody says, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like these rules. It works for you, but it doesn't work for me. So maybe the rules and the boundaries weren't working and something had to change. But I feel like there's some sense of apologies. I don't want to lose you. I feel like you are, I love this card in the sense that it says a person, but it goes from girlfriend, fiance to spouse, a love interest. Like we go through all these different stages of a relationship. So maybe one of the stages that we're going through is that I need to know that you want to be in a committed relationship with me. I need to know that this is going somewhere, right? I need to know that I'm the only person that you want to be with. I need to not feel like I have to wait for you forever. So there's some things like that going on. Capricorn energy, ruling sun is Saturn, resourcefulness, disciplined, the Devil card, goal orientated, conservative, constant. So the Devil, this temptation. Am I waiting for somebody and they're keeping all their options open? Would be the Devil. Like, I've been patiently waiting for this person. I've been doing whatever worked for them. We see each other whenever they want to see us. And they're keeping all their options open until you decided that this isn't working. I'm not going to do this anymore. I feel like you either block them, push them away, and then I think they panicked. A tornado, a storm, torn up, sudden unexpected end, a total wreck, a breakdown. Okay. Maybe we had a storm. Maybe there's a storm brewing. Maybe there's a sense of we have to get to the other side of this. Like, I have to know that we're going to get through a storm, right? I have to know that we're going to get through a storm also. Let's do one more of these because I feel like we have probably gone through this storm. We probably have already gone through some of these feelings of, do we want the same things? Are we going in the same direction? You need to tell me how you're feeling. This is a stepping stones card. So the number 17, the process of arrival, baby steps, progress, keep on going step by step, spiritual growth in this connection. So maybe we're just going from one stone to the next, but we are traveling together. We are on this path, but we're working through some of these things. I feel like your person is afraid to lose you. I think your person knows that you're not going to wait forever for them, that at some point you are going to want to feel like you are the only one, and they have decided that, you know, they've got to step to the plate and say, I'm sorry, I've been taking you for granted. I'm going to put more time and energy into this connection. I don't want to be, excuse me, I don't want to be fighting with you. I don't want you to think I want to be with other people. Like all of those things I feel like are kind of all brewing and happening all at about the same time. I have an Ace of Cups. So there's true feelings here. I have a Seven of Wands. Don't give up on this connection just yet. Seven of Pentacles. And I have a Six of Cups. So there's a lot of time invested into this connection. There's a lot of energy invested into this person. And I'm thinking about the good times. I'm thinking about the hard times. I'm thinking about what do we do to get to the next level. I want that my person to kind of step forward and be, you know, all in the same way that I've been, right? And I'm looking for something more. You're an Empress and you deserve more. So it's a feeling of, I want to feel secure. I want to feel nurtured. Maybe you want to start a family. Maybe the time element for some of you that are younger are, I don't want to wait around for you if you're not intentionally going in the direction of you'd like to be married and start a family someday, and you're just putting me on hold and you're tying up years of my life sometimes when I could be out looking for somebody else who does want the same things as me. So you're an Empress. So for if you're younger and somebody is not giving you answers or not saying I want to be with you, then time is an element sometimes. I have a Two of Wands. So think big picture, thinking about my future, thinking about a future together. Now, I do like the intertwinement of both the ribbons and then this kind of pussy willow branch that is crossing over each other, because it is a sense of we don't stand alone. Like typically the Two of Wands is they stand alone, those two wands. But in this case, it's like if we're thinking about our future, is our future connected to each other? Is it intertwined and round around each other? So I actually do like that. That makes me feel positive. That gives me some hope that there's a lot of love here, and that all the time and effort I've been putting into this person isn't for nothing, right? So I don't think that's the case. But I have a Seven of Swords, so there's definitely something going on that I have been struggling with. Are they being honest with me? Clarification, please, on that seven. An Ace of Swords. You know, for those of you that watch me, I say it 1,000 times. I don't care who you are, what your situation is, what it is that you want to know about your person. And if you ask Spirit for the truth always comes out. Okay? So if you want to know, is your person being honest with you? Is your person keeping something from you? Did they lie to you? Anything like that. The truth will always come out. They slip up, they say something wrong, they act weird, they do different things. The truth will always come out. I'm not saying your person's lying to you, but you don't have to worry about those things. Those things kind of just reveal themselves in time, okay? Spirit always wants you to know the truth. Spirit will always have your back, all right? But what is hopeful was this Empress, this Ace of Cups, this Empress, and even the Two of Wands. But this sense of I've decided that my heart is here with you. You know, like you're the one I really want to be with, and I don't know. Maybe they're sorry that they have been wishy-washy or back and forth, or they haven't been as upfront with you as you would have liked. You know, maybe that's what they feel like they need to apologize for. Maybe they didn't know what their feelings were up until now. But sometimes the thought of losing somebody or somebody else backing away, giving somebody a cold shoulder, saying, when you figure out what you want, let me know, and you move on, start to move on with your life, is enough for the other person to say, like, whoa, what am I going to lose, and then they kinds of shakes them up a little bit. With 10 of Pentacles, I could be really happy with this person. I mean, I could see a future with this person. I could. I mean, it's just this beautiful energy of making a mess. It's this energy of we could build a life around each other. It's just that we both have to want it. We both have to see it. Okay. And our paths are crossed for a reason. And you can see we're connected. There's whether this is our soul connecting us, our love connecting us, but we could be really happy together. And that's what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on, that it's not like you want somebody to like give in. You want them to want to be with you, I guess they have to see it for themselves. All right. They've got to get to a place in their mind that they are happy with you and that they wouldn't be happy with anybody else. Okay. That there's nothing that would make them happier, so that sense of don't compare me to anything else, or stop thinking that the grass could be greener on the other side. They have to decide that it's you that they really want. Spirit, what are their feelings? Why have we been going back and forth? Could be fear, could be, they've been here before, something like that. I keep dreaming about us. Okay. Maybe they're hoping that things just keep getting better. I can't picture my life without you. Now that is where I want to be. All right. I want to take this Two of Wands, and for that matter, even the stepping stones. Okay. I want to take the stepping stones, this Two of Wands, and say that everything that we've been through, because not every relationship is a fairy tale. Not every relationship is perfect from the moment we meet. Sometimes we go through some tough times. We go back and forth and we struggle and we try to figure things out, but they are baby steps. As long as they're steps in the right direction, as long as they're steps into, I can't picture my life without you. I'm sorry we go through all the stuff that we go through, and I'm sorry maybe I've made it harder on you than it should have been. But at the end of the day, if your person is saying, I can't imagine you not being in my life, then you have a good thing going. Okay. But you have to come first. And that is the most important. You have to come first. I want to speak my truth to you. So maybe your person's very open now. The fear of losing you, the fear of you backing away, pulling away, cold shoulders, distancing yourself, was enough for them just to realize that they can't just keep this waiting game going. Okay. It's not working. It's hurtful to you and they know it. So they've got to be all in. So if they can't picture their life without you, then they've got to be all in. You still make my heart skip a beat. So they don't want to be with anybody else. I want to have kids with you. So there's some kind, for some of you, not all of you, there's some kind of time element associated to this connection. Like it's not fair to keep somebody who's, let's just say in their young 20s or 30s, who'd like to start a family. And somebody's tying up all kinds of your time, years of your time, and they have no intention of settling down or starting a family, but they're not sharing that with you. That's not fair, especially if that's something that you want, because there is a biological clock for women, and it's very important that you talk about these things, especially in relationships that are long term. Okay, especially for those of you that are in childbearing years. So, but if they want to have children with you, that's beautiful, and maybe that's where they're headed. You know, that I would love to have a family with you someday. You've got my heart. You've got my heart, and I can't picture my life without you. So, even though we've been on some kind of, I don't know, seesaw back and forth, I think at the end of the day, your person is realizing how much they truly love you and that they really don't want to live without you. And again, I wish that every relationship been a fairy tale and perfect from the day I met that person. But that's not the world that we live in. You know, the world that we live in, it's Spirit gives us challenges, and sometimes they're very difficult, especially when we are in love with someone. So, for today, Pisces, you've got somebody who has decided that you're it, okay, and that they want to be with you. And this waiting that we've done, I'm going to say, has probably been worth it, even though we've had to wait maybe a little bit longer than we would have liked to hear the words that we wanted to hear. But if they can't picture a life without you and they're thinking of the future with you now, then I think that we're putting some of those difficult days behind us and we're moving towards more of a concrete, secure, emotionally grounded connection. So we're going to ask Spirit to bring that to you and to allow this love to just settle down and grow and be more of a committed long-term connection. I want to thank Spirit for this reading today. If you're new to my channel and you appreciated these messages, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. If you, thank you to my Pisces who are always returning. I really appreciate you. And if anyone would like to book a private reading with me, go to my website, KathyMamolen, psychicmedium.com.